Hello, everybody, and welcome this morning to our Bold Breakthroughs with Business Experts. I'm Catherine Ann Clayton, and I help professional driven entrepreneurs learn how to launch their own business, up level their own business, make more money so that they can create the time freedom that they want. Today, I'm super excited with our guest today, which is Theresa Crowley. Now, Theresa has a lot of great information that she wants to share with you. So listen up. And Theresa, welcome to the show. And I wanted to have you go ahead and talk to our audience and tell them who you are and what you do to help people.
Thank you very much, Catherine, for having me on this Be Live on the air, because I do have a message and I do want people to be able to make themselves well or keep themselves at the status quo of health. Because when you're looking at business and you're looking at employees, HRs know how much it costs for people to have their sick time or use their sick time. And so I use the example of a new employee. I talk to a lot of conversations with HR people and then in new employee orientations that it's so stressful for those new employees. And what I like to do is give you little bits of activities, some things you can do on your own to ease up some of the stress that you have when you're a new employee or an employee under change like we are right now. A lot of different things are happening. It's not status quo. And if you would like to maybe handle some of that stress, I like to talk to people to let them do some small things because stress can make you sick. Stress has an effect on the body. It increases your cortisol level. Now, I don't think that's necessarily bad because if you're stressing out over a traumatic situation, you have something that's going on that is a big deal where you need the fight or the flight and everything, that's fine. But the stressors that you get at work, just think about being a new employee. If you are showing up at a new place. B, you're expected to be your best or maybe even better than the people that you are with. And you've got a boss. You don't know what those relationships are in the workplace. It's very stressful. And, you're supposed to perform at such a great level. You put that stress on yourself. And a lot of times...
So let me interrupt here. Let's talk about stress for a minute, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I didn't realize that I had been in a lot of stress. And what I realized is that I was tired all the time. Mm-hmm. And I had talked to somebody somewhat like yourself that started helping me work through the stress. Talk a little bit more about the cortisone level and what does that really do to affect the stress level. And you go and get, I heard, and I don't know because I am not a health expert. I heard that cortisone, I know my mom goes and gets cortisone shots. What does that really do? Is it, does the stress that you have make your cortisone levels too high or too low? Kind of explain that relationship there.
Well, what happens when you're under stress with the cortisol level is that rises and you increase the use of that cortisone. Now, people do get cortisone shots to help with an injury, to help with an illness, and that's because they have low levels. It may be caused because you have used this cortisol to such a amount that it actually has an effect on any of your immunity. It attacks the immune cells. And so if your cortisol levels stay high, and they're always high, your chance for fighting off infection, in fighting off illness, and fighting off just about anything goes down because those cortisol levels need to go back to normal. And when they don't, they attack those cells. Now, if you're saying you're feeling tired, that is part of stress. And if you can do something to bring those cortisol levels back down, that's the key. That's the key, because you can't be running on empty without having some kind of an effect. And
Right.
when you are running on empty because you don't have those immunity cells, those fighting cells, because the cortisol has attacked them, made them inefficient, you have a problem. So, what I like people to do, and like why I use the example of maybe a new employee, but it can be anyone, is if you've had a stressful day, guess what? You need to take care of yourself each and every day because you want to bring those down. And sometimes going home in a hot bath and just a good night's sleep won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to do some small things to ease it up. I have a friend who does laugh yoga. And it sounds kind of silly, but
I've done it one
one,
time, and it is crazy.
it's
It works.
amazing.
You feel
And
stupid. Let's face
yeah,
it.
you
You feel
do.
really silly. You feel dumb. But we did it one time. I don't even remember where it was. I don't know. It wasn't yoga. We just started laughing,
Hmm.
and so that's a
Well, and just, a minute of laughing can take an hour away from that stress. And
wow.
so when you do those things and you have a laugh, I mean, you're doing some positives for yourself. If you do a meditation, a small meditation, you're doing good things for yourself. What we need to do, if some people say, take a breath, when there's some emergent, okay, sit down, take a breath. That's because you want to be able to reset a bit. And I'm a big believer in breathe. I think that people, when they are upset, they don't breathe very well, and you can't get that cleanse from a clean breath. Going for a walk, getting out of the situation, breathing some fresh air. You really need to have some things. I also tell people, how about some music? There's a lot of people driving home when I drive home, and they've got their music up and they're singing along, and you can tell at a stoplight that they're singing along. You know
Right.
what? I do that. I put my favorite songs in and I sing. Or I put in a very mellow song and, I just try and get lost in that as I drive home.
Mm-hmm.
Because those little bits add up, little tiny things ease up, but they also bring that cortisol level down. You have to be able to do that every day because if it does stay up there, stress can make you sick. And then whatever little chink you have in the armor, it's you that isn't going to be a chink anymore because you don't have anything left to fight. Your tank is empty. And the cortisol is just going, go ahead, go ahead. I took care of this for you. It's not a good way to survive. It's not a good way to be. And some people think, oh, I don't have time for that. Who doesn't have a minute? I
Right.
was looking at someone online and Dr. Joe, and he actually said, you can meditate when you walk. That's a new thing. It's a new way of thinking. It's not a new thing because we're just labeling it now. Do you take a good walk and you're in nature, or you take a good walk with your dog and your mind goes away, but it also calms. And I think what people do when they are sick is they're, oh, woe is me. And then their body makes them calm down. Their body makes them slow down. And when you're like a new employee or when you're at work, you want to be at your best. HRs are discovering that it costs a lot of money for sick time. And this is
Yes, it
something we
does.
can do. And I think this is what people need to do for like not just new employee orientation, but because we are being asked to do a lot more than we were before. It's transition. And they say that nurses hate transition the most. Well, maybe they do because they don't feel comfortable. So let's make them feel comfortable. Let's give them time. I remember an employee that said, oh, it was so nice at work today. And I said, oh, okay, what happened? They got a massage at lunch,
Hmm.
and it took them away from where they are.
So
Even
let me
if you're
ask
just
you this: what who would be your ideal client? Who would be the person that that you work with, and how do you work with a person to help them get rid of all this stress? I mean, do you have a product? Do you have a program? Do you coach? Kind of talk to us about that.
what I do primarily is speak in front of groups, and I tell them about what's going on and the history. And then we do a long meditation. We do two of them, actually, maybe 6 to 8 minutes on one and maybe a couple of minutes on another, because I want to show them what a mini meditation is and how it works. And I have mini meditations that are maybe 3 minutes. So let's say you're brushing your teeth and getting ready at night, you could turn it on. And, why are sound machines that have ocean sounds and nature sounds so popular for some people? It's a mini meditation. And so on my website, I have I have 3 or 4 of them that you can just touch, turn it on. And yeah, maybe you are just brushing your teeth, or maybe you're brushing your hair, or, you're just doing that nightly routine, lotioning the hands or something. You can listen to those.
Oh, wow. See, now I would have never thought of that, because I do meditation in the morning, but it's with nobody around, and I get irritated with it happened this morning when the dogs are barking or my husband comes in and he's moving the dishes. So, I didn't realize you could actually do meditations like brushing your teeth and getting ready and things like that. That is a nugget out there, everybody. Think about that.
Done beats perfect.
Yeah.
And so if you take that time, and, my mini meditations are pretty nondescript. And I do want people to know that when you check out meditations, if that doesn't work, go to someone else. That doesn't work, go somewhere else. Go to something where you can just kind of take your mind away from the 4 walls where you are, because then you've accomplished it.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. So, you were like, if this meditation doesn't work, go to this one. I have found in the beginning of meditation, and I was doing really well, and then I stopped, and now I'm back on it again. I think really getting into it is hard because our mind is not used to that every day.
That's
And
right.
so how long, is everybody different on how long it takes them to really get into the meditation, to get rid of the stress and really just kind of lose himself? You watch Tony Robbins, and he literally loses himself. I haven't gotten to that point yet, if I'm being transparent. Is it just different time frames for different people, or how does that work?
I'm somehow thinking that you are getting there. You don't want to be perfect, and you are actually getting there just by, involving yourself in a meditation. Now, done beats perfect, but also when you're taking the time to just kind of listen, that preparation time for the next and the next and the next gets you ready. And you may never quite lose yourself. Maybe you're like me. I am a control freak in a lot of things, and I don't like to really let it go.
Right.
Unless I feel like, okay. But I think that's why people need to experiment a little bit and really find a meditation that suits you. Because maybe your meditation, you don't think you're going anywhere, but you are.
Yeah, I think I've noticed during the day that it's helping. I think I've noticed. So let's, we're kind of running out of time here, but I know I'm so excited. I'm going to dive into them. I know you have a freebie for us. And so let's talk about what the freebie is. So, and then everybody knows how my show works. Theresa, I'll have you put the link in the comments so everybody can just go in there and get it. But tell us about your freebie.
What I think you are talking about, and I will put in the comments from me on the bottom of this, is a link to part of my website, which has the mini meditation.
Yeah.
And there's a few to choose from. And don't think that you have to sit there and be in tune. What you probably want to do in my mini meditation is to turn it on, close your eyes, and see where it takes you, and see how you feel. And then if you like it, you could put it on that type of music, maybe on your Walkman, and maybe listen to it around the house. I usually sometimes turn it on, my earbuds are in, and I'm doing something, and it really makes something that I'm doing that I don't really want to do better. And they aren't very long. They're a minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes, I think, so just pick one and go for it. And what I think you need to do with these types of mini meditations, do it once a day, every day.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you do it in the morning. Sometimes it really sets you up for a great day, or maybe at night, and it'll chill you out and let you rest. Middle of the day is fine too, if that's the only time where you can find the time. But just check out the website and just listen to them and find one that you kind of like. Some people don't like the sound of an ocean. I understand that, but I'm going to move to the beach. So, I mean, I love the sound. But
me too. Me too. I love the ocean. So that's great. So all of y'all jump in there. We'll have the link down there. Get that mini meditation from Theresa. I think it will really help you. I know that it's working on, I know that what I've done so far is helping me, and I'm going to jump in there as well. And my freebie this week is the client building profile secret. Now I'm going to put the link down below as well. Y'all jump in there, get these freebies. I have looked high and low to find these experts to get on here that can talk about, different things in business and creating the business and the life of your dreams. And one of those things, whether we realize it or not, is combating the stress and getting the stress down so that we can be more productive during the day and so that we can, make our life the way that we want to. We've got to get rid of that stress. And Theresa is giving a gift for that today in her mini meditation. So Theresa, thank you so much for joining us today in Bold Breakthroughs with Business Experts. And we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.